Hey there, viewers! Have you been feeling anxious lately? Given the stress of everyday life, it's normal to feel like your head's going to explode. Did you know that anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the US? It affects more than 40 million American adults each year. While it's easier to keep track of your own mental health, what about your friends? Let's talk 7 ways to tell if your friend has serious anxiety. Are they always restless? How about irritable? Is your friend always looking exhausted? Are they constantly complaining about muscle pain? We're talking all this and more. Number 1, constant muscle pain. That's right, when you feel anxious, your body will hurt. Feelings of extreme worry and fear can cause pain and tightness in the muscles. This is one of the lesser-known symptoms of anxiety disorder. If you have a friend who's been walking around looking tense, they may have an anxiety issue. If they're constantly complaining about aches and pains in their body, they're probably worked up about something. The problem is they might not even know what that something is. The root of your anxiety is often difficult to trace. It can sometimes feel like a lingering feeling of doom. Nevertheless, muscle tension is one of the primary symptoms. They become stiff during times of panic. The physical pain will often last after the panic attack is over. Both the physical and mental toll it takes on the body will get the best of people. It's wise to speak to a friend. Perhaps you can suggest some exercises. Breathing and visual techniques can really help them deal with their anxiety. While I'm on the subject, what's your favorite breathing exercise? Are you into meditation? Does it help with your mental health? Sound off in the comments section and start a conversation with our bestie community. Number 2, exhausted. People dealing with constant anxiety are going to be tired. Has your friend been walking around sporting 2 large bags under their eyes? Have the bags not gone away? This is another sign that they're worked up about something. To put it plainly, anxiety causes you to lose sleep. It's actually one of the leading causes of sleep deprivation. How many times have you been stuck overthinking a situation? That doesn't just go away when it's time for your head to hit the pillow. The 2 issues actually feed into each other. While anxiety can lead to a lack of sleep, the lack of sleep can result in an anxiety disorder. People with chronic insomnia have a major chance of developing severe anxiety. If you notice that your friend is dozing off in public, maybe ask them how they're doing. Try to see if their mental health is in check. If it turns out that they're experiencing anxiety, get them to open up more. They may just need someone to speak with. Suggest they practice some breathing exercises and maybe go to bed at an earlier time. Another suggestion would be to speak with an actual professional. This is if anxiety really won't go away. Then they can get the help they desperately need. Number 3, freakouts. An anxiety disorder will make you super irritable. This includes things that don't usually get under your skin. Not only that, but it'll be hard for you to control your irritability. We all have that one friend that looks like they're on the edge of a breakdown. Like if you say one more word to them, they're gonna lose it. Well, be careful how you judge people. They might be going through a lot. Research has pointed out that most adults feel highly irritable in times of anxiety. But oftentimes, anxiety doesn't result in a nervous breakdown. It can be as much as someone losing their patience easily. I'll set the scene. You and your group are out one night. Sitting down at a restaurant, your one friend in the corner hasn't been speaking to anyone. You ask if they're doing okay. They say yes. Another 20 minutes goes by and they still haven't said a word, so you ask them again if everything's cool. This time they raise their voice a little. Yes, I said. What's wrong with you? While this certainly isn't a huge deal, it's still out of character. This might be a sign that they're anxious about something. If you're a good friend, try to have some patience for their outbursts. You don't want to let them walk all over you, but try and give them some space. Before we continue, are you sick and tired of dishonest people in your life? Check out our recent video discussing 12 signs someone's being fake with you. Now back to our list of 7 ways to tell if your friend has anxiety. Number 4, difficulty concentrating. A person with anxiety disorder may not be able to focus. This can be daunting as they're unable to finish the task at hand. They just have too much on their mind. Has your friend mentioned that they're having trouble concentrating? If so, ask them if they're feeling anxious. It's usually one of the things behind severe anxiety. Studies have shown that most children and teens with anxiety disorder have difficulty concentrating. Another piece of research found that over 90% of adults that have the same disorder have difficulty concentrating. The worse their anxiety, the harder it was to focus. People with difficulty concentrating can become more irritable as time goes on. You'll also notice your anxious friend becoming more fidgety. Some people have a hard time staying seated. This is how bad the worrying can get. Do your best to comfort your friend. Let them know you're here for them if they want you to listen. It's also good to give them some space. If they need to walk around, don't make them feel like they're boxed in. You'll only increase their irritability. Number 5. Poor memory. Not only does your inability to concentrate take over, you'll also be unable to recall certain memories. If your friend is having trouble remembering important details, this could be a sign of a worsening anxiety problem. Keep in mind that memory loss can be caused by several things. Things like medications and alcohol can really do damage to your brain. But a person with increasing anxiety can also get stressed. Their memory draws blanks. Let's say you're going out of town for a couple weeks. You've given your friend the responsibility of coming to your house to water the plants. Upon returning home, you notice your plants are dying. This is really confusing because your friend normally doesn't forget things like this. If someone reliable has done this, they're probably going through something. Studies have shown that anxiety will affect a person's working memory. This is the type of memory responsible for holding short-term information. This is often why people forget certain details in times of mental stress. Number 6. Drinking and smoking. This is one of the real red flags that pops up when someone has anxiety or any mental health problem for that matter. People experiencing bad anxiety might increase their use of substances. This is a way for them to self-medicate. If you notice that your friend has been drinking more than usual, it's time to reach out to them. Excessive alcohol abuse is often a cry for help, especially when people are boozing heavy amounts in public. Mind you, this doesn't mean that their drinking isn't a serious problem. This still leads to alcoholism. Drinking is sometimes known to reduce feelings of stress, but this is normally limited to a glass of wine after work. It's a sedative that can suppress the central nervous system, but if you go overboard, it'll only make the situation worse. Number 7. Avoiding social situations. People with anxiety often surround themselves with friends in order to make them feel better. They may also do the exact opposite. For some, staying home and not speaking to people makes them feel much better. Being out in public just makes them more nervous. It almost makes them feel trapped. Has it been a while since you've seen your best friend? Have they made plans with you only to cancel at the very last minute? Are you noticing this as a trend? Well, they could be suffering from social anxiety. Social anxiety is highly common. It affects roughly 12% of American adults at one point or another. While signs of social anxiety tend to show up at an early age, it can very well develop in your later years. 80% of those with this disorder are diagnosed by the age of 20. But social anxiety may not always be the answer. It's not always that people are shy. Some people simply don't want to be in a crowd of people. They find it too stressful and too much of a hassle. How many times have you been in a bad mood and not wanted to speak to anyone? If you haven't seen your friend lately, phone them up and ask if they're okay. They may need someone to talk to. Do you know anyone with serious anxiety? Do you have anxiety yourself? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.